Okay, you guys, welcome, welcome, welcome. Listen. It is official. The intro has been done because in the first episode they don't really play the intro, so you don't know exactly what's going on. The intro has been played, and Dr. Heavenly is out. Dr. Heavenly's out. Let's talk about it. Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on the video and welcome, welcome, welcome. This is my review for Married to Medicine. This is going to be season 12, episode 2. Um, that review I did for episode 1. I gave you what they gave me, okay? Which was a whole lot of nothing. It really was, and I have to say, after 12 years, literally, that was, I believe, the worst. That was the worst opening episode of this show. And I've been reviewing this show since it's been in its existence. I even did the Married to Medicine LA and all of that. This was the worst. I was like, if this was my first time coming to the show, I would not return. So that's saying a whole lot. So again, I trust the process. I'm a lover of the show. I live for these ladies. I do. I'm totally invested, totally attached to them. So that's that. That being said, it was whack. It was whack. And I can say that because I've been here. That wasn't good, y'all. Anyway, so episode 2, this is a Bravo thing. They actually added the intro, and in the intro, first thing I know is no Dr. Heavenly. So Dr. Heavenly is officially a friend to the show. Reason being, she is actually running for a seat in Congress. She is going the politics route. And it's going to be very interesting because I believe before Heavenly decided to really take on this whole political thing, this was getting ready to be her most explosive season. That's just my thought. Is that a good thing? I don't think it is. I don't think it is because Heavenly, I've interviewed with Heavenly and different things like that. When she had her YouTube channel, I've gone over and sat with her. She's come over and she sat with me. Heavenly is an interesting character. Very entertaining. But she has a specific way she does things. She has a specific way that she does. She's a very smart lady. Okay. She's a very smart lady. She knows the game. She knows how to give the game what she wants the game to have. But I believe that she actually had ended up into a space, whereas I think everybody does with reality TV. I say it was going to be her most explosive because there was real life shit that she couldn't get around. She could not really maneuver. She's maneuvered it as much as she can, and you all know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the whole situation of her son being arrested and the case coming up and all of that. If you weren't around, it was crazy. It popped out onto social media, and it just so happened that timing was what it was, and she actually had a interview set up with me that day, the day that information dropped. Is like 6:00 in the morning. That information dropped and all the tea was being spread, and we ended up having an interview that day. It had nothing to do with that at all. Nothing to do with that at all. We went ahead and went through with the interview. And I'll say I gave her the option. Do you want to do this? Do you want to reschedule this? Because that's just me. That's just the way I do things. Because I didn't know all the information. Because I don't run after stories like that. I don't. That's just not my thing. I seen it and I was like, what the hell? So I gave her the option. Do you want to continue? When you want to go forth, or do you need some time? What do you want to do? And she's like, I'm fine. I'm fine. You can ask me whatever you want to ask me, and that's that. And I'm like, fine. All I had for it was, listen, this is what's buzzing in the streets. Tell me what you want to tell me, because that's the way I do things. I'm not a shock jock. I'm not a person that wants to drill and drag anybody. If I bring you onto my platform, it's not to destroy you. I have a feel good channel, so it's not to destroy you. It's to make the people happy who have come here to see you, and to have you be happy. And it's a safe space on my end and their end. So that's not me. So yeah, I gave her the option to actually cancel if she wanted, but she didn't. She didn't. And she came on and she said what she wanted to say. And, she shared what she wanted to share, and that was it. And that was it. And there was a lot of controversy after that. A lot of controversy. I got dragged through the mud because people felt like I didn't drill her enough. But again, I don't even know what I was drilling for, because I didn't even get all into it like that. I went on with the interview that I had planned. That was just an extra little something. Is what it is. That video is actually still up. I believe that since her run for politics, everything, all her stuff is down. Like I think all those videos that she did, like the past interviews, she's pulled them down, and that makes sense. That makes sense. But what I will say is she never, and this is just, again, this goes to the character of Heavenly. She never reached out, her liaison or anybody. No one reached out and asked me to take my video down. So my video is still actually up. And I have to say, if, quite honestly, and I'll be honest, I'm always honest with you all, if her or her people actually reached out and said, listen, this is what I'm trying to do, can you take it down? I don't really take things down. I would have removed it out of respect for her. I would have removed it, but she didn't. She did not. She's, she again, she's a very interesting character. She does what she does. She understands the game. She's no dummy. She's no fool. She knows what this is on my part and on her part. She did not ask me to remove mine, and I would do that. I'm not going to lie to you. I would do it. If she reached out to me tomorrow and said, can you, I would do it. I would remove those videos. I would do it. Now that, I ain't going to lie. I ain't got no reason to lie. I ain't got nothing to gain by lying. I'm going to still be SpillitBoyTV no matter what. I'm going to be who I am, in this space. But I would remove it. So anyway, so I don't feel like she actually ran from anything. I think she basically handled things the way that she saw fit to handle them. So saying all that, now we're going to do a review because she is a friend to the show. Now, I ain't going to be easy on Heavenly, because I ain't never been easy on Heavenly. If you knew anything about with me and Heavenly, where we started from, I was hard on Heavenly. I did not like Heavenly at first. I could not stand her. I was like, what is this lady? Because she's polarized. I was like, this lady, she's so abrasive. And then it's just like, you're like, okay, this is what she does. She knows how to play the game. But I was rough on her at first. And then I, started paying more attention. I was like, I kind of like her. She's just ignorant. And that's just what it is. She's ignorant. She's ignorant. But there's a thing in there where I'm like, she funny as hell. She makes good TV with her ignorant ass. That's just the way it is. So we're going to continue on just the way that we continued on. Because I don't think I was ever not respectful. I'm respectful, but I'm going to call it like I see it. So let's get into this. Let's get on into it. We did a whole lot of talking, 10 minutes worth of talking, and I ain't said nothing. All I basically told you is that Heavenly is out. She's out. She is now a friend of the show, basically. Okay? So, and this, I thought it. I didn't know beforehand how I was going to go. I thought that maybe not. Not so sure, especially when she pulled her videos down. I said, but there's more of her there than I even thought was going to be. So how about we just start there? Toya. I don't give a damn whether Heavenly decided to be a friend of the show or Bravo decided to do it or whatever. Because I'm sure there's only so much that they can actually record of what she actually has going on. But Toya has decided, lock, stock, and barrel, Heavenly is going to be her storyline. And she's going to come after her. And that's what it is. It's the get you, got you. Heavenly has given Toya a hard way to go. Always. She's always given her a hard way to go. She's always painted the picture that Toya is a freaking idiot. Okay? And is Toya wrong for her get back? Not really. Is it insensitive? Pretty much. Because you're on this national platform and you are basically given, girl, you're not qualified to do that. Miss Thing, what? I mean, this is how Toya is coming at Heavenly. She flat out, she's like, she's running where? Running how fast? What direction she run? That's what she's giving. The shade is real. The shade is real, okay? I'm like, oh, Toya. And in the first episode, there was no Heavenly. Heavenly wasn't in the first episode at all. Toya drug them right on in, started talking about her son, bringing the situation up. I was shocked because I said, I didn't think they were going to talk about it at all. You know what I mean? Toya was like, shit, if we ain't. Called him by name. I said, oh. That's going to be a problem. That's going to be a problem. I said, because whatever scenes that Heavenly does have, I wonder if they're going to clean them up. You know, because she can't say no more, your mama, bitch. She can't say that no more. Well, she can, but that wouldn't be nice. That wouldn't be nice. She got to stop that. We've been telling her for years. Stop saying that. You know what I mean? Because I'm telling you, with our president, can you imagine? It's very hard. It would be very hard to stand next to our president and say, you know what I mean? It's very hard because he is very polarizing. So I don't know. It's going to be real interesting. But Bravo Andy, Bravo Andy's a piece of work. You know, Bravo, this is Bravo's game. Bravo's favorite thing to do to you is this. Oh, baby, I never said that. And before you get that out your mouth, there's a little screen that comes up and somebody is saying something different, sort of like this. Let me see. Let me find my little clip, Penny, that would fit that. You sitting there, baby, and you telling it, I ain't said that. Oh, I ain't never done that. And then Bravo will drop this in.
The footage says it's a lie, bitch.
Bravo will hit you with something like that. Bravo Andy, they'll get you. They will get you, baby. They'll run the scene right behind it when you said the shit. That's how they get down. They will get you. So it's going to be very interesting. But yeah, Toya brought up her boy, brought the whole situation up, this, that, thing, and the other. She is coming for Heavenly. So we just might as well get ready. People get ready. Toya is getting her lick back, okay? And that's how I see it. I said, I see you, Toya. You getting your lick back. Um, mm, 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 there's a time and a place for everything. Listen, she playing. She, I don't know how that's going to be. But anyway, so in this episode, we see Heavenly, we see Damon. Okay. Now, the story is still convoluted for me. For me, it's convoluted. It's very okay, let me try to give it to you how they gave it. So it's kind of Heavenly didn't actually know that this actually happened. It happened, and it happened years ago. So when I did the interview, it was years old. You know how things take a while to come, dockets take a minute before the cases actually come up and that kind of thing. So I don't know exactly when Dr. Heavenly found out what she found out, but she found out that Dr. Damon stepped in and took care of the problem with the son. He was arrested. Dr. Damon went and got him. And that's, you have two parents. Okay. You got two parents. They are who they are. They're doctors. Before there was any of this stuff, they're doctors. So you try to contain some things. Some things nobody wants to hear about their doctor's child being hung up in some mess. No, nobody. That's just some things you just try to contain, and you try to hold it, and you try to hush it as much as you can. Okay. And that's kind of what happened. She is the public figure, like as far as television and social media and all that. So he kind of kept her out of it, because if she doesn't know, then she's not lying, right? So I got that. That I got. I can't tell you anything that I don't know, right? I can't tell you anything that I don't know. Right, Nisi. So I can't tell you anything that I don't know, because it's very easy to end up being a lying ass. Okay? Even when you tell a little bit, because omission is a part of lying. Okay? So I think they kept her out of the circle. Okay? And from what I gather in this episode, whenever she did find out, I think she went slap left. Okay? I think she went left on her son. Okay? And this is just their own personal stuff. It doesn't seem that it went very well, because he packed up and he left home, and she hasn't spoken to her child. So it's deeper than what has even been shared or what's been drudged up, because they listen, these internet streets or something, they pulled up the little records and the mug shots, and you know how they do. You know how they do. They are a doxing sensation. They're going to get it. If it's out there, they are going to get it. Okay? So listen. Hey, it is what it is. But what she brought out, he ain't speaking to mama. Okay? He not talking to mama. And she was asking Damon, can you get Daddy, can you get him to come home? And he said, I doubt it. I can't do that. Can you get him to talk to his mama? She said, no, God is the only one that can do that. When Damon told Heavenly, God is the only one that could actually fix that and get him to talk to you, that, if they never say another word about it, that told me how badly the blow up inside the house was. Okay, that shit went left. There was shit been said, and folks is feelings are hurt, and folks is feeling some kind of way. And it's something when you ain't speaking to your mama and ain't seen her. Okay, it's one thing to be mad with your mama. It's another thing that you ain't even talking to her. So Heavenly's a person. So she probably did and said her shit. And he said, okay, he ain't no little kid no more. He not no little boy. He said, the fuck? and he ain't talking to her. So that just kind of showed me how deep it is. It's touchy. It's touchy. It seems that it's very ugly, and I'm surprised that they shared that. Okay, because that we didn't have to know that really. We didn't have to know that. So I'm surprised she shared that. But whatever. And she usually don't. She don't share her life like that. She tells you all the time. Oh no, my man bangs me down on a nightly basis. That's a lie. Child, they regular schmegular people. They a regular old married couple. Hey, they get it when they get it, and it don't be all like that. Okay, they done had kids. Child, that sex ain't all that interesting like that. They have sex like regular married couples. Child, they ain't doing like Quad and King over there banging it out. Oh, the mailman came. Ooh, get it. They ain't doing that. Okay. So that's that whole thing. But they shared that, and I was like, okay, that's more than what I thought that we were going to get from them. I thought we were really going to breeze across a lot of stuff. But other than that, what she did put out the shit, listen, that Toya, she gonna keep my baby's name out her mouth. No, I don't talk about her kids. She gonna keep my kids' name out her mouth. I said, where are we going? Where are we going? I never believed they did it every night. Child, I don't even believe they got the stamina to do. Now, see here, I'm going to eat them, honey. I don't believe that Dr. Heavily and Dr. Daddy got the stamina to do it every night and work the jobs they got and be the ages that they are. Stop it. They are not young kids. They're not my age, but they're not young children either. To getting it every night and working, running a dental practice, and him working a pain management medical facility, and then coming home and issuing her sweet pain every night. Somebody lying. That ain't happening. That ain't happening, Captain. But it sound good for TV. Simona Cecil got 2 of the sorriest. Oh no, I didn't mean to read that. Don't say that about them children. Oh Lord, we get to that. We'll get to that. I done tugged on their wigs before. Okay. I'm good, Simply. I'm good. I'm doing good. So yeah, she did. She said Ocean Dream. She said that was a lie. That that was fodder. That was fodder. So she's aware of Toya's antics and all that. So okay. Speaking of Toya, let's go on and talk about Toya. So Toya, they go to this new child, Dr. Brandy. Dr. Brandy, who I had to get Dr. Jackie last week. I said, Jackie. I had to give Dr. Jackie a little taste because she just was out of order with Brandy, but we'll get to that, some other time. But Dr. Brandy has a med spa. Before that, she was a nurse practitioner. She functions as a nurse practitioner and all of that, but she's a med spa, so she does all the beauty stuff now. So she's giving the girls the giving them the Tamia, honey. I don't want to She's giving them all that. Okay, so Toya and Simone go on over there. In the midst of them getting there at the appointment, shortly after they're there, Toya's phone rings and she finds out that her dog died. The dog drowned. Bailey's. We've heard her talk about Bailey's. It's good. Get drunk, bitch. The dog is named after the goddamn Bailey's. After liquor. But cute little dog. But she had the dog for like 18 years. The dog actually drowned in the pool. They're at a new house. Because I kept saying, wait a minute, as long as she's had this dog, how did the dog end up in the pool? They're at a new house. So ain't no telling what actually happened. No telling what happened. Don't know if maybe the dog got disoriented because she's like 18 years old. You know what I mean? 18 years, our years. I don't know how many years that is in dog years, but dog was old. Did the dog get disoriented? Or I mean, dogs just like people. They're just like people because we as people, you can get disoriented while you're driving, and that's it for you. That's like a recipe for disaster. So yeah, I mean that doesn't seem too far fetched. Maybe the dog, something happened and the dog end up in the pool, but that's where they end up finding the dog, floating in the pool. They didn't get there fast. It was what it was. It was what it was. It was time for Bailey to go to doggy heaven. We all got a time. We do. We all got a time. It was sad. It was sad, and I'm not even a pet person like that, but it was sad. I felt really bad for Toya, especially hearing that right then, and it all happened right after she just got done talking about Quad and her housing again. I said, y'all gonna get off this lady's back about her house. Quad can afford her house, and y'all just being nasty. That's 96 to 105 in human year. See, that dog was old. That baby was old. That baby, it was time for that baby to go on home to the creator. So yeah, it could have been anything. My dog might have got disoriented or something. And the lay of the land is different and everything. So ain't no telling. Ain't no telling what happened. But yeah, at that age, all dogs go to heaven, child. It's time for them to go on back up there with the creator and do whatever's next for them. So but it was sad, very sad. But yeah, Toya is talking about Quad's housing situation again. And I'm like, Toya, you got no room to talk about anybody's housing situation because you are working your husband into an early grave trying to secure yourself a housing situation, right? $3 million house. And he got to work. He got to go somewhere and live somewhere else 4 or 5 days a week. You see the man coming through the door and he looked dog tired. Dog tired. He ain't been home in days. And he said he wanted a little bit of that thing. And you had the nerve to be trying to be all cute. Like, girl, what? Get on over there. You go bend over a couch or something, honey, and make good on your promise. Anyway, a whole mess. A whole mess. Spillitboy, I can see Dr. Heavenly getting into it with her. Dr. Heavenly got more sense than I said, but she ain't gonna be calling the people your mama, child. She working on it, I'm sure. So her she's not the one to do that. I think that's the thing with Quad. The house thing is touchy, so they get her where they can because it's hard to outread her. Quad is a real life. She's an actual biological drag queen. Like seriously, that she is. Quad is a quintessential drag queen. That's just who she is. She is just like any gay man that I know. She's going to read. She's going to that thing is going to be dressed. She's going to be painted, dusted. Hair's going to be on. She's going to have too much hair, too much lashes, too much nails, too much hair. She is a biological, because people ask all the time, can biological women be drag queens? Absolutely. Everything is a 10. Quad is coming in as a 15. That's Quad. So it's you got to find a spot that you could get her. Reading, roasting, dragging, and gagging, they not going to get her. They're not going to get her because she is a gay man on the inside and she's a drag queen. She's going to read down, okay? She just is. That's just what she's going to do. That's like anybody coming after Kaya. Child, that's sudden death. Like, you're going to have to think of something else because Kaya in her core is a gay man on the inside, and that bitch is going to read. That's just the way it is. For whatever reason, they done found out this house thing. The house thing, it's a trigger for her. So they're always doing it. Now, Simone, sweetheart, You know we see you, right, Simone? You do know we see you because you want to play innocent. See, this is the thing with you, and I'm gonna give you some, and I'm gonna give Quad some. hmm I'm gonna give y'all both some because the two of y'all done got on my good nerve. Y'all gonna go back and forth and forth and back, and didn't I tell y'all in the last episode that I'm not gonna do that with y'all too? Y'all not gonna give me no coronary with y'all's foolishness, and that's what it is because you all actually did when Jackie did this later on in the episode, talked about how much these two love each other. They do, and they did. It's like that was one of my favorite seasons. Is when their friendship was at its tightest. I loved Quad and Simone together as friends. They were a good time. They were a good time. They really were a good time. Just like some people loved when Quad and Mariah were friends. People go back to that and they speak about that all the time. I ain't never felt like Quad and Mariah were friends. I've always felt like Quad was Mariah's flunky, and that was how Mariah seen it, and Quad didn't see it that way. I ain't never felt that. But with Simone and Quad, yes, they were friends. There's periods with Simone and not Simone, Heavenly and Quad. They are friends. They are friends. Okay? They get into it because Quad's just the type. You're going to get into it with her. She's soft and she's rigid all at the same time. She's like a rose. She really is. She's like a rose. And if you grab her at the wrong angle, she's going to prick you. Okay? She takes some work. She's not an easy friend. She's not. She's not an easy friend. She's a brat. She is a brat. She's a brat. And that's just what it is. She is just like a rose, a beautiful rose. She, just as dainty and just as soft. But if you grab her at the wrong angle, she'll fucking prick you. That's just the way it is. Okay? Simone, same thing. Same thing. Simone is like a piece of ice. She's like a piece of ice. On a very hot day, Simone could be so soothing to you. But if you hold the bitch in your hand too long, you might get frostbite. Right, Jackie? So you put these two together, it's gonna be a constant round and round. And that's fine. But we tired of watching it. You two hoes go round and round with each other. I'm tired of looking at it. Figure something else out. That's not the storyline for every season. Every season y'all fall out? No. No. Now, damn it, it done got boring and it's draining. It's draining. And the thing is, neither one forgives. I understand that wholeheartedly. I'm a nasty piece of Capricorn. A nasty piece of January Capricorn. Shit's coming up. I do not forgive. I do not. I don't forgive. I don't like apologies. I ain't into it. That's just not how I do things. I don't like it. But here's where the problem comes. Quad holds on to shit. She holds grudges just like I do. Simone holds on to shit. She holds grudges, okay? They can't really move past the things because, again, as soon as anything happens, that old shit come back up. I get it. This is why anybody who's seen me, any of you, you've been around, you know, you've seen me with people, and I'll be like, some people, I'll never forgive them. I'll never forgive them. I'll never move forward with them. Some people, some things have happened. I move forward with them. Do I really forgive you? No, and I don't usually say that. You never really hear me say, oh, I forgive you. No, I don't. I don't forgive you, bitch. I'll move on. If, depending on what it was, I'll move forward with you. But I ain't never forgave you because I ain't never going to forget it. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you about it. As soon as you violate me a little bit, we go back to where we were. Damn, where we are. We go back to where we were. Because, see, I know what you're capable of. And I ain't playing with your ass. That's how I do things. Right, wrong, or indifferent. I am 53 years old. I used to pray on that mess all the time. I don't pray on that no more. I don't. I don't want to be changed. I don't want to change it. I ain't trying to change it. If he wants to take it away, he will. He ain't. He ain't. That's why I popped out. I came right out of my mother's womb, honey. I sashayed out, honey, January the 9th. And I fell into the Capricorn realm, and everything they say about a January Capricorn, for the most part, is me. And I've never been like all this astrology. You know what? The longer I stay on the planet, I'm like, wow, this shit really be hitting. It really be slapping. And it goes deep, and there's levels to it. I am so that. I'm who I was supposed to be. I ain't praying on it no more. I ain't trying to have it taken away from me. It is what it is. It's who I am. This is how I do friendship. Either you want to play or you don't want to play. Because that's the other thing about me. I don't give a damn about a friend. I don't. I don't give a damn about a friend. I ain't never needed a friend. Never. I came into the world alone, and I'm going to leave out of the world alone. You can't even pay nobody to leave out with you. If you're not a twin, then you came in alone and you're leaving alone. Period. It's a personal thing. Your little relationship with the creator, it's a personal thing. So, no, I don't give a damn about a friend. The only friend that I need sits high and looks low, baby. That's the only friend I need. And then my mama, that's something different. See, I have a different connection with my family, my mother and my brother. That's something different. But a friend? No, I've been blessed. I've been blessed that I actually have two friends. One of them is still here amongst us, an actual friend, like my bestie. You if you are blessed, you get one. I got two, a girl one and a boy one. I wouldn't trade them for the world. But did I go looking for them? Hell no. I did not. I ain't never needed a friend. Never needed a friend. Anytime you need a friend, get in a quiet corner. Your friend will show up. Now, if you get a little extra one that actually is flesh and blood, you've been blessed. And I have. Overly blessed. Wouldn't trade them for the world. But no, I don't give a fuck about no goddamn friend. Okay? So no, I don't play no games when it comes to that stuff. You violate me one time. See, because I let everybody, when I become a friend with you, we all have our preconceived notions about whoever it is that we come in contact with. And you just chill. And I give everybody fair game. When you violate me, if you violate me, that's it. That's it. It don't never go away. It don't fall into the sea of forgetfulness. I ain't forgetful like that. I remember what you did. I remember how it made me feel. And when I see you veering off to that side, when you start crossing that damn yellow line, I'll be like, bitch, I see you. I see you, ho. And no, we're not going to go back to the beginning. No, we're not. We're going to go back to where we were. It's a skip reverse. Uno, that's where we are. Ain't nobody playing with you. So this is the same thing that happens with Simone and Quad. They go back to the ugliest of times, not back to the prettiest of times. Now, Quad is a person who wants to be coddled. She wants to be coddled and all of that. When there's an issue with the friendship, she wants to be coddled. Simone is a person that wants you to grovel for her forgiveness. See why they keep doing like this? Both of them need something that the other one isn't willing to give and can't. That's why they will always go round and round. But at the core, they really do love each other. And they really have had some times where they have actually bonded and it's not for the show. It's real shit. So they can't get away from each other. They just got to figure it out. They got to figure it out. But I'm tired of watching them try to figure it out. It's become mundane because I think they both play on it too, because they're making money off of it. I said it. Jackie had a little situation dancing in heels. They went over there. I was surprised that was Jackie's little event, but they went over there and they did it and they had a good old time and everything. And then they go into this, let's kind of talk about what we have going on. And they dressed in their little sexy stuff. Chow, that doggone Contessa. Why is Contessa here? And y'all know I like Contessa. At her core. Since she's returned, she can go. Her and Scott can really go. Whenever they're ready to pick up, I'll call them an Uber. It was nice to see them come back. We saw the kids. The kids were doing well and all that. They can go on back into the abyss, honey, wherever they were. Contessa don't serve no purpose. She ain't serving no purpose here. I don't know what her motive is. I think it feels like she's there for a paycheck. She's like a pair of old, comfortable shoes. Okay, we know what you give. It's cool. We could throw a scene your way or two. But really, what you here for? Nothing for real. Nothing. Her and Scott are like scene fillers. So, and that's how I look at it. You know what? If you see me during the course of not really talking about Contessa, it ain't personal. But it ain't exciting. It just is what it is. But she had the liquor in her purse coming to the party. It was like, okay, cool. So she had the little liquor in her purse. Then you got Quad again in her drag queen mode. Quad came dressed as a whole dominatrix, baby. We talking thigh-high boots, a thong, and the whole 9 yards. Angel, which is one of the new girls, baby, she came in. I said, yes, Miss Angel. Miss Angel came in, pretty girl, baby, pretty girl. And she came in that's right. Pleased to meet you. I still want to tell you my name. She was giving you very much Vanity 6, but not Vanity. Not Vanity, the other brown girl in Vanity 6, the quiet one that be on the side that you said the teddy bear. That's who Angel came in giving. I said, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Quiet, silent, badass killer, honey. I said, okay. So that was what she was giving. I was like, cool. Brandy. I don't know what that outfit was. What was that outfit? It gave me church social meets spirit Halloween store. And then you could tell that's not really her vibe, I don't think. So she had the nerve to put some type of Gordon Gartrell esque jacket on with. I said, girl, what is this shit? What is this? I don't know what that was. I don't know what that outfit was, but you definitely ain't got to worry about running into a bitch stole my look situation because I think you're safe. Purely safe. It was so disjointed. I said, I don't know what that was. That just felt like she was playing dress up. I said, okay, cool, no problem. So Quad and Simone had their thing, and then the two of them, I just looked at them and I told them both to shut up. I literally sat here and I was hollering at the TV. I said, shut up, the both of you. Shut your damn mouth. Because they're over there talking, and then the next thing you know, they're screaming, doing their normal. Simone and Quad, don't put your finger in my face. Don't be hollering at me. I said, As soon as they were getting started, I was ready to go get a piece of newspaper and roll it up, honey, and whack them both on the behind. I was like, if they don't shut their mouth. And then Quad started it. The crying. I said, oh. And it wasn't like her funny stuff. It was like her pitiful stuff. Like she got to crying, I hurt you. And you hurt me. You hurt me. And that's why I hurt you. And then Simone got to match her energy because that's what they do. Now this motherfucker over there crying. I said, oh, jeez. And I'm sitting there. Now I done sat all the way up on the couch and I done sat Indian style. You know, it ain't no easy feat for me to get no Indian style because I was irritated. I picked these big old gams up, honey, and got Indian style back here. I said, looking at these two heifers. And I was so irritated. And then I'm looking at them. Now keep in mind, now here's where it gets funny. Y'all ready? So these two heifers is crying, and it's all put on, I believe, at first. But then they really done fell into it, right? And they going back and forth. And I've been watching them so long. Now I done got all choked up. I said, you two bitches. I was so mad. I was so mad at the two of them that they did all this bullshit because it was bullshit. Quad start, this other fool follow behind her. Then they both done fell into their emotions because ain't neither one of them good actresses like that. They really fell into the bullshit and they crying for real. And then I done got choked up and I just got mad all together. I said, oh, take a knock the shit out of both of you. I was so irritated. Oh my God. I was so irritated. So irritated. So all in all, they done made up again. I said, I'm going to get me a fly swatter. And I'm just going to wait. Because as soon as y'all start again, I'm going to whack both of y'all on the behind. I cannot. I cannot. It's, oh my God. I can't. I can't. I can't. I can't. Anyway, so that's that. Right after that, here go Toya. Now Toya going to get started with Heavenly. And it got very ugly, very fast. Hi, Missy Lane. Mwah. It got very ugly, very fast. And Toya's going on and telling Heavenly, you know, she says, you're running for a state seat. Do you even know? They're back and forth. Heavenly, do you even know what a state seat is for, you dumbass? And they're going back, and she's going to say, I don't know, but whatever it is, you ain't it. You know, they going back and forth. It got very ugly. Very ugly, very fast. And I was like, okay. They're trying to separate them out because it was going over to the other side. And Heavenly got to tell them, she said, you better keep my child's name out your mouth. I said, oh, there we go. And I knew that the episode was getting ready to end at that point because it was, I said, oh, see, I didn't think we were going to get all this out of Heavenly. But okay, so here's the thing. Heavenly's a friend to the show. Her time is going to be limited, but Heavenly is full on Heavenly. She's still doing what she do. Very good. Very good, because I don't know if I really would like a watered down version of you. So you still acting a fool. And then Toya gonna say, this bitch got me acting crazy. No, that liquor got you acting crazy. That old mean streak in you got you acting crazy. And the fact that you're trying to get your get back at her got you acting crazy. Do you? It is what it is. Everybody get a turn at it. Do you? Now, I'm going to tell y'all this last thing, and I didn't even mean to hold y'all this long. I didn't plan to talk to y'all this long, but that's okay. That's okay, because y'all still up in here. Which y'all always do, bitch. I love y'all to death. But the guys The guys were doing their own thing. It wasn't all that interesting, too much. But what was interesting about it, baby Curtis and Grimace is going to get into it, honey. I can see it coming. See, now this I don't like. That whole situation where Toya is trying to paint Curtis into being a creep. I don't like it, y'all. I know some people really feel like Curtis is a creep. I don't. I can't give him that. Curtis is a cheater. Curtis cheated on Jackie. He was a downright low down, dirty potato teeth fool. And he cheated on Jackie in the worst way. It wasn't cute. It was embarrassing. And she should knock the shit out of him. Yes. But a creep, I can't give him all that. And that little situation that happened with him and the grabbing Toya around the waist and her sitting on his lap, both of y'all was giving hoe shit. And I can't give him creepy old man or any of that. Because if he's a creepy old man, then you a slutty young bitch. Because that's how I saw both of you as wrong. See, and that's the thing, Ocean Dreaming. They said, Ocean Dreaming said Curtis pulled Toya onto his lap. But she went. He didn't pick her up off it because he's a big man. He could pick her up he didn't pick her up and sit her. I mean, because that's when y'all say that. That's how it comes across. Like he picked her up and sat her on it. He didn't pick her up and sit her on it. He did like this and her ass glid. She didn't glide. She glid right into his lap like it was something cute and funny. I fought them both. I done looked at it 9 million times. Ocean Dreaming, 9 million times. I done seen it just as many times as they showed it. I fought them both. I just fought them both. I don't feel like she was taken advantage of. And then she didn't jump up. She didn't jump up. She sat on the child. I think she wanted to see. Because Toya is very sexual with everything except for Eugene. Now let's call it y'all want to take me to task? Let's call a thing a thing. She gets about everything sexual but Eugene. See, getting sexual with Eugene is part of her job. What is her job? She don't work a conventional 9 to 5. What is her job? Her job is to fuck her husband. And we've seen fine men come into and she's always wanting to dress sexy. She titties pushed up. She gets sexual and she gets hyped up about everything except for Eugene. Eugene is part of her job. And can't nobody make me believe that just for that split second, Curtis is huge. He's huge. He's a basketball player. He was a basketball player. You know what they say about basketball players? If not, but just for that one second, she just wanted to say, what's Jackie getting? She slid right on down in there, honey. And, okay, that's what it was given. They both were at fault. They both were out of order. If I were Jackie, I would have slapped the taste out of his mouth and her mouth. That's what I would have did. But can't nobody make me believe that she didn't want to say, what's going on over here, honey? What's going on? Just a little. Now, here's the test. Let her get slid down on the king's lap and see what happened. She gonna sit down. Because you remember when King came around? Mm-hmm. She'll slide right on in the king's lap too. The only one I think she might not wouldn't slide down on is Dr. Gregory. She might, because they just can't stand Gregory. You know what I mean? But I believe she would slide right on down on King or Dr. Mimi's husband. He another big old one. Slide on down there. She probably won't slide. Well, then again, she might slide down on Cecil. Y'all be sleeping on Cecil. But again, they got some the men in this program, and you slide down on Scott, you're gonna get a good ass whooping. You're going to get a good ass whooping because Contessa's going to beat the shit out of you. She G.I. Jane is going to fuck you up. So you just get ready. You're going to get a black eye. But if you slide down on Scott, I got a feeling you'll get what you're looking for. You know what? Let me get out of here. It's enough. It's too much. It done went too far. I gotta go. I gotta go. Because it's done gone too far. I'm leaving. I am done with you all. I'm done. I'm leaving. All right, listen. So this is where we are. This is what's going on. But we got a little hint of that. Eugene is unapologetic about what was done on What Happens Live. And Toya, Curtis don't appreciate it. Curtis made a comment that made me think, oh, Eugene, you better walk lightly, brother. Because he said, I don't run from any, he said, I don't have confrontations, but any confrontations that I've ever had, I've always stayed till the end. I said, Eugene, don't make Curtis punch you in the top of your head messing with your wife. Okay? Okay. All right, y'all. Listen, I love y'all for real. I did not mean to keep you all this long, but I ain't apologizing for it. I've had a good time. I hope you have as well. I will see you all next week for the next episode. We're in this thing. It just is what it is. It is what it is. I think it's going to be interesting. Not whack-a-mole. I'm leaving. Bye, y'all. Oh my God. Got to be more careful.